Hi, Digital Sticks here, and it's been a while since I posted any content, and I want to revisit the discussion of VR, including VR for VRchat, and that topic has received a lot of attention over the course of the pandemic. Apparently, my subscriber numbers have doubled, so I appreciate that. I appreciate all the subscribers, and thank you. And for those who are commenting on the videos, I appreciate that too, even if you're asking a question. Now, I don't remember exactly where I left off with my discussion on VR for VRchat, but I definitely have new information, new perspective to add to it now. So, if anyone has taken that advice to heart and this is different advice, my apologies. But I just refine this with the real experiences as I go. And so, what's changed right now is I've actually had to RMA my index headset. So I'm using the original Vive with the trackers, with the index controllers. And I have had a little bit of time in VRchat with that. I've had more time in VRchat attempting to make this video in the past, but I've been busy lately doing work around my property that has finally replaced being busy with school for the summer. So I'm hoping to beat some weather and get some of this major stuff out of the way and actually have some more quality time available for VR and content and all of that. I also would like to make some content kind of showing the sticks side of the digital sticks part. But unfortunately, I've got to get that work done, and it takes a lot of time and effort to set up cameras and capture, you know, interesting angles and get a good view of what's going on. And so I just really don't have that time. But with that said, this is my first time to try to make this video while I'm not wiped out, and that's because the rain cut today's efforts short. The other attempts, I've tried to make it after working super hard, and I really wanted to get it done, and all I did was cost myself more sleep by trying to press on when I was really too tired to do it. So today, right now, I don't seem to have that problem. I'm enjoying being in VRchat. The world I'm doing this video from is the Volt Club, and it is, so I'll just scroll around. It's a very, very nicely done club world in VRchat. It's actually not extremely popular, which is interesting. Now, the world works really well, and if you have a small group, maybe 10 or so people, or 10, maybe 20 at the most, it really works well. It's a great place to hang out. We've kicked off some parties here, and it's really cool because anyways, it's got these hot tubs that are done really well. I mean, the effects, the textures, everything on them works really well. There's a sound effect to it. It really helps with immersion, so that works well. There's two of those, so you got two different places for people to group. You have two mirrors on the dance floor you can turn on. And the music I'm playing right now is one of my own videos. So this is one of my progressive house mixes. And as you see, it puts it on screens here on the DJ booth and behind the DJ booth. And you would see it behind the DJ booth if this video took up the full screen, but it's actually just my Serato for the video portion. And there's another screen over here, and you can turn on. Anyways, there's a lot of features to this club world, and it's just really nicely done. So some of the potential of VRchat for sure, which is going to be part of this discussion. So one of the places I've struggled is I've really tried to just make a concise, strong, direct recommendation for what VR you should get for VRchat. And as I try to do that, I think of more and more things that I didn't think of before or that change the final recommendation. So just honestly, it can't be made quite that simple. But I will go ahead and give my recommendations as they stand, and then from there I'll discuss the different headset options and give perspective on those and why it might be a good choice, why it might not be a good choice, and hopefully that'll help people decide. And we'll try not to make this video too terribly long, but I do kind of ramble a little bit. I also ad-lib these things. They're not scripted. I'm not polishing this. At some point, I could get into some content like that if it was going to pay me money for the time. That's not the case right now, but I do still enjoy giving people information that they can use. So first up, the absolute best for VRchat and VR in general, hands down, no questions, is the Valve Index. So the problem is the full kit for the Valve Index is $1,000, and not everybody has that lying around. And also, to take advantage of the Valve Index, the full features, you need a really high-end PC. However, for the most part, if you're a VR-capable PC, you would still benefit from a Valve Index. One of the most important things that's different between what you needed for the original first-gen headsets and a Valve Index or a Rift S is you need to have a display port available. Most video cards for desktop PCs that are capable of running VR are going to have a display port on them. Now, if you only have one display port and you're already using that for your monitor, you're going to have to change that up a little bit. So I have a 1080 Ti and I happen to have 2 display ports, 2 HDMI ports. So, I've got it covered. But my monitor can go either way. So I am using display ports for my monitor and my Index right now. Right now right at this moment, I'm using a Vive, original Vive, while I'm waiting for my Index to come back. Okay, so anyways, the Index, number one, we've covered that. Not everyone has the money. If you have a way to make it happen without getting evicted from your residence or going without food, if you can make it happen, maybe it's not the wisest choice. You cut yourself a little short. Maybe you have to pass on going out, or maybe spend a couple less days drinking if that's what you do, or if you're a kid at home, maybe you got to mow some more lawns. I don't know. But if you can make the difference happen, in my opinion, and my experience, the Index is well worth it. The only downside to the Index is they seem to have had quality issues that are definitely a disappointment, but the Index, the Valve customer support has been fantastic. I mean, I know friends that have known that they were responsible for destroying their Index equipment, like their controller or something, and Valve still replaced it for them. Now, that's not recommended that you put that to the test, but they have just really, for anything that's kind of gone awry in their production and quality control or whatever else, they do seem to be committed to making sure people get the product that they paid for. Now, people aren't out of warranty just yet, but we're coming up close on the early adopters' warranties expiring. Or actually, we're getting really close to that, but assuming their warranties didn't start until they actually received the device, we still got a couple months, I think. But that's when we'll know for sure how people feel if they run out of warranty coverage and then have issues, what's going on. But I'm assuming that since they're having such good faith about honoring the warranty without questions, that they're also in the process of improving things and correcting things. And so hopefully people leave warranty coverage with a device capable excuse me, of giving them the what they paid for. So anyways, that's the Valve Index. I highly recommend it, even with the issues. I was livid. I was frustrated when my thumbstick failed. I knew a lot of people were having issues, and I was livid about it because I don't like the way that they're handling the situation in the big picture. But they did make it right. I got an RMA controller. It's still working great. It seems to have some minor changes that might be enough to prevent the problem from reoccurring. It hasn't been put to quite the test since, but it's still holding up. So, anyways, but I was upset. It wasn't fun at all. However, even when that happened, there wasn't much else I would have rather used. I thought while I was waiting on the RMA that I'd go ahead and use my Quest that I had at the time to, with the Oculus Link, and go ahead and just temporarily use that till I got my new Index. Well, I didn't. I just went without VR. And I ended up getting the Index controller much quicker than I thought I was going to, so it wasn't that long of a wait. But the discomfort of the the Quest plus the drawbacks to the Oculus Link at the time, it just wasn't worth using. And I don't know why I didn't want to break out the Vive like I did this time, but part of it was because it was my controller. Well, now I have the controllers, and I just need the headset. So we're just going to get into another discussion, but hold on. I'm getting interrupted by severe weather. Okay, well, all right, this is part one then. We've covered the index. We'll get into part two. I got to wrap this up. I'm under a tornado warning, but so there will be a part two whenever this gets uploaded. Thank you. Bye.